Here's an unusual take on the classic snowball cookie, matcha ginger snowballs.
Let's see what's cooking, let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking, it's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Hello everyone, starting off with a large bowl and half a cup of vegetable shortening. To that, add 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. You could also use a tablespoon of fresh ginger if you have it, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, a tablespoon of green tea powder, also called matcha, and a teaspoon of grated lemon zest. Mix that together, then you'll blend in a 1 cup of brown sugar, and then a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now you'll add in 2 eggs, blend those in, and you'll end up with a kind of a khaki color green kind of liquid. Then you'll add in 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, blend that in until you get a nice soft dough. Now, the recipe says you can add green food coloring just to make it a little bit brighter green, so I did. I added a couple of drops, but I added this green food coloring at the wrong time. As I was blending, I realized that it wasn't blending in properly, so I took it out and I kneaded it a little bit just to try to get that food coloring to go in evenly because it was kind of blotchy. So if you want to add food coloring, add it to the stage where you add the eggs and before the flour. Form these into little balls that are about 1½ to 1 inch in diameter. You can put them about 1 inch apart on the cookie sheet and bake them 10 to 12 minutes until lightly browned, and then let them cool. Now these have a lovely little glaze on them, so that's 1½ cups of powdered sugar and about 2 tablespoons of water, or enough water to get a thick glaze that will coat a cookie. And I'll show you how mine turned out. So you can see it's kind of a little bit runny, but also a little bit thick. And then what you're going to do is take your baked and cooled cookies and you'll just dip the tops of them in the glaze. Put them back on the cookie sheet after you let the excess drip off. And what makes these even more like a snowball is by adding these little tiny white sprinkles called nonpareils. These are all white. I found some all white and they're tiny. You can get them in different sizes. I bought these at the bulk barn. And then let the cookies sit, and as they sit, that glaze will set up and it'll be kind of dry to the touch. Now these cookies have a traditional kind of snowball cookie texture to them, but they're kind of cakey. They are delicious. That flavor of ginger and green tea just comes through so well in these cookies. If you love those flavors, you are going to love these cookies. And a nice little glaze on top just finishes them off perfectly. Hope you give them a try. I have an entire playlist of goodies that use green tea powder as part of the recipe, including this green tea matcha fudge. This would also be a great one at Christmas time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.